Hello, hello, hello! How are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode. Today we will add health to our player and also a new game state for when the player dies. I also want to say thank you guys for the 10,000 subscriber milestone. That's really cool and thank you so much. It looks like people do enjoy this type of content and you can be sure that there will be more content. Now, let's get into the episode. Just a quick reminder, all of the code I cover in my videos can be found on GitHub. Each episode will have its own branch. There's also a Discord server for this channel. Come in and say hello. If you wish to go the extra mile to support my work, you can do that on my Buy My Coffee page or becoming a member here on YouTube. Links can be found in the description below. I think we added the houses last time and also, made the world better. And to make the game one more step closer to being finished, we're going to add damage to the player, or health to the player, so when the player gets hit enough, he dies. And we get some kind of death screen saying you died, do you want to play again, or do you want to exit? That is going to be the goal for today. So first off, let's just add health to the player. And we're going to add the assets first. Just import it, draw it, and then make it functional. So here we have the health icons. We have full health to 3/4, half, 1/4, and 0. So the idea is to say, let's say the player have 5 hearts of health. He loses 1, then this one stays grayed out, and the other ones are full. So you can see how much health the player have total, or max, and also how much the player currently have. So that's the idea. So first we're just gonna drag and drop into our res folder here. So let's scroll down into the drawable in the res folder. Make sure it is in the drawable. Yes, that's fine. And you can find all the images we use on GitHub and also the code, obviously. And we're gonna go into our UI package and create a new Java class or Java enum. And we're gonna call it health icons. Yeah, why not? This class is gonna implements, we can take a look here, bitmap methods. First, let's make our constructor health icons. And we'll make it like so. And what do we need in here? They're all gonna share the same resource, so we don't have to specify it, but they do all have a different position. So each heart is gonna be one image. And we only need the X position, I think, So we just need the X position. So int X position works fine. And I have my code already figured out, so I'm just gonna copy paste a little bit here. So these are the types we're gonna have. We have the full, 3/4, the half heart, the 1/4 heart, and also the heart that is empty. And all of these have the X position corresponding with the image or the sprite in the health icons image. So 0 is the first and so on. Then we can pretty much almost copy paste all of this, but let's copy. Paste it here. Options in scale, yeah, we can keep that, but not image. We can go buffered. No, it's bitmap in here. So bitmap, let's call it Atlas, it's good enough. And the res ID is r.drawable.healthicons. Now we have the Atlas. We do need to store this somewhere, so private bitmap, what can we call it? Icon. Yeah, icon image. No, let's just call it icon. That's fair enough. Icon equals get scaled bitmap dot create bitmap Atlas. Then we need a X position times something, which is going to be the width. And the width is, it's 16 in height, but 80 but 80 divided by 5 is 16. So each of these are 16 by 16. So then we can make it simple for us. Private int width height equals 16, not 15, 16. Then we can say x position times width and height. And for y, we go 0 because only one line. And then width and height is going to be width and height, and then width and height again. And I think that's going to go well or work. And last, we also need to be able to get the icon. So public bitmap get icon. Yeah, that sounds about right. Can minimize that, remove that, remove that. These are all our different types of icons. Yeah, good for now. Next up would be to actually view these images, and we can add that to our playing UI. And at the top here, we can add some values. Let's just give health. We're gonna have 3, and it's going to be the position of where we wanna draw it. So we're just gonna start at 10x and 50y, our player's maximum health, and then of course the current health. Everything is always gonna damage the player or something by 25. So if each heart is 100 health, then by going minus 25, we get 3/4 of a health, and that's an image we have, for example. So I think it's gonna look good. It will be more obvious once we draw it. But with these 3 values, or 4 actually, we can then add a draw, and we're gonna call it inside our draw UI, and we're gonna put it on top of everything. So draw health, and pass in canvas, create the method. And this method is gonna be a bit different. It's going to be a for loop, int I equals 0. I is less than max player health divided by 100, meaning we're going to do this as many times as we have 100. And we had 600 as max health. We're going to do this then 6 times. But maybe we do something in the game and the player's max health increases, then of course we want to display more hearts to match the health. And then we're going to say I plus equals plus. Then we're going to add the brackets, and in here we are going to simplify because we're going to have different positions. So int x equals health icon x, the starting position, plus 150 times I. So we are going to move it 150 for each new heart. And then int y is equals to health icon y. We don't actually need that one. But then we're going to have another value, int heart value. This heart value is going to calculate and see if it's a full heart, a half a heart, or whatever. So we're going to use current player health minus 100 times I. If we have 600 health, then the heart value is always going to be more than 100. The 100 or more. So we can just add a check here. If heart value is less than 100, then we're gonna look, is it a quarter or 1/4, 3/4, whatever. And we're gonna draw something different. Else, we're just gonna c.draw, draw bitmap, health icons, heart full, dot get icon, and x, and what did we have? Heart value, health icon, Y. And null. So if it's over 100, we're always going to draw the full one. But if it's not, we're going to need some other checks here. If heart value is less than or equal to 0, that means we are going to draw heart empty. Else if heart value is equal to 25, we are going to draw heart 1/4, and you probably see where we are going with this. Heart value equal 50, c.draw, no, I have it on, copy it. Heart half, and last, else, we're going to draw heart 3/4. We're looping through it, one for each actual heart we have. And we calculate the X position, and we get this heart value by taking the current player health minus 100, so we get the current value for the heart that we are trying to draw. And then we just check if it's full, empty, 1/4, etc. So we can probably test this right now. Yeah, draw UI, draw health. Yeah, we should probably have it. So let's give this a try. Alright, so there we go. We might need to move it a little bit, but let's take a look at our stats here. We had 200 health and maximum 600, so 6 health or 6 hearts in total, but only 2 of them should be visible, which is correct. Let's shift to 250. So let's restart this and see if we have 2.5 heart visible. 2.5 heart. Nice. And just one more check before we start actually implementing getting damage from the enemies. So 275, so we should have 2 full and 1 3/4 full. So let's see. Should work. And it does. Looking nice. Let's move the hearts up a little bit and a little bit more to the right. So health icon 150, 25 in Y. Just checking how the position looks. It looks good for now. We can of course change it later. The distance between them is a little bit too large. Obviously this is something we're going to work on later. We don't really need to. We're setting it 100 instead of 150. Let's see what that gives us. We of course don't need to make it look perfect now. We just need to get it to work, and that looks actually very good in distance to each other. So yeah, 2 3/4. Beautiful. Now we can actually tie the enemy attack to the player health and see what happens to the hearts when we get damaged. And I think we can go to our playing state here. Somewhere when we update is attack checked if preparing attack is prepare attack. But where is... Oh, there we go. Check enemy attack. Do some calculations. Already figured that out. It's right here. Enemy hit player. Now we need to damage the player somehow. And we need to say playing UI dot damage player and some damage. And we're probably gonna pass in character.get damage, because we might have different enemies and they do different amounts of damage. So we need first, let's add the damage player method. So let's go to playing UI, and where should we put it? Draw. Let's put it here. Doesn't really matter where. Public void damage player. And we're gonna say int damage this dot current player health minus equals damage. If current player health is less than or equal to 0, we can just add a suso for now. Player dead. Player dead. Alright, this is gonna be changed to a game over screen or you died screen state, game states of some sort. But for now we just need to make sure it works. And in playing character.get damage, yeah, then let's add that get damage in character, yeah, in our character. And this one is gonna return some type of damage. Return attack damage. We don't have this value, so we're going to add it at the very top. Private int attack damage. And update hitbox, but we can say set attack damage. We don't have that. Let's make that one. And it's going to be a very simple one. Actually, we are going to a int set attack damage, and then we're going to say attack damage equals set attack damage. And just have a return switch. Right now we don't have many enemies or many types of characters, but game chart type, and then it's gonna autofill here. Create missing branches, player and skeleton. Player, let's say 50. Player makes 50 damage, and add that one. And I think it's gonna work, and that's correct. Return switch, yep. Now in our playing UI, the error disappeared. In our playing UI dot damage player by the character's damage. Should work. Let's see. Alright, the player's here. There's a skeleton. He hit me. My health is going down fast now. And if I'm below 0, that's just, I should be dead. But the logs, log cat, says player dead, player dead, player dead, and over. So it's going quite well. So it's working all right. It would have been too easy and too short of an episode if we were finished here. So let's go ahead and just add another game state. And this one is gonna be a class. And we're gonna call this death screen. And this death screen is gonna extends base state, our class base state, and then also implement game state interface. Why is there 2? Have I had this? Was there like a delete that didn't work? Let's take a look at menu. Which one is that one using? Dot interfaces, and playing is using dot interfaces. Why is this one here? Oh well. Death screen is gonna implement game state interface. There we go. And we're gonna implement methods. And implement or create constructor matching super. Alright. And this state is going to be changed into when the player dies. But for us to use a death screen, we need a background. So we're going to have this one, and we're going to have a replay, like sitting right here. And we're going to have another one, a menu, and it's going to be sitting right here. So all of these three is going to be drawn into drawable, and of course you can find these on GitHub. So I'm just going to open that one up. I'm going to take these three assets and drag them into drawable. Drawable. Yes. That's the two buttons, and that's the background. So first, let's button images are at the top here. So why not just start by adding the code for our button images? And we already have the enum ready, so what we need to do is just to add them. And I have prepared some code here, and all we need to do is to do it like that. And of course what we need to change here is just a comma. There we go. So the name here is a little bit strange maybe, but it's for a menu, and it's a menu button. It's for a menu, and it's for replaying. And that's all we need to do for the buttons. And then for our game images, game images. We already have a background, and that's for our main menu. But we're gonna add another one. Death menu, menu background. Main menu, menu background. Death menu, menu background. So yes, save that, and I think we can remove or close those two. Can close that one too. In here we're gonna need some values and two buttons. I'm just gonna add it right in here, and we have two buttons, the replay and the one going back to main menu. So just gonna import that class. And then we have our menu position, X and Y, and it's just gonna be a copy, I think, from menu. It was in a good position, so why not just copy it over? We're going to import that. And the button's position in X is going to be so it is in the center. We have the menu starting position, and then plus half the width of the actual menu background minus the half of the width of the actual button. And then Y we just say menu plus 200, and then button main menu is the replay menu, is the replay button plus 150. So it's just a few values that is going to look pretty good. So what do we need to do in our constructor? Well, we do need the two buttons. So button replay is equal to new custom button, buttons X, and then we're gonna say for button Y, button replay Y. Right, Y. And we need a width, which is going to be button images dot get no menu replay dot get width. And for height, we're going to do the same. Button images dot replay dot get height. Could probably just pass in the image, and then in the actual custom button it figured out the width and height, but it's an improvement for another day. Button main menu though is equal to new custom button. Button X is the same, then button main menu Y. Then for Y we have button main menu Y, and we're gonna copy this. We could actually use it because they are the same size, but you know, why not just make it a little bit more accurate. Alright, so now we have our buttons. We don't really need to do anything in our update, so we might as well just move that up. You know what? Let's put it at the very bottom. I don't think we're gonna use it in here. It's just a screen with 2 buttons, more or less. Maybe some stats if you really want to go fancy. But we are going to use the render. And the render is gonna have draw background. See? Then draw buttons. I'm gonna pass in canvas in both of them. Let's start with the background. Background is gonna be pretty simple. See, dot draw bitmap game images dot depth menu background, yeah, menu X, menu Y, and of course null. And now we have our... Why are you complaining? Oh. Excuse me. Get image. You happy now? He looks happy. For our buttons, let's create that method. And they are going to be pretty simple, or this, and they're gonna be, we can look at our menu here as a cheat sheet. This is the background and this is the button. We have our actual image here and we're making sure or checking if it's pushed or not. And then the X and Y and then null. Alright. So back to our death screen here. C.draw bitmap. Button images dot. We're gonna start with replay. Get button image. Is it pushed? Is it pushed? We get that from our button replay is pushed. Then of course button replay dot get hitbox left. Button replay get hitbox dot top null. Alright, so now we have our first button. If we had multiple buttons, we could have made some kind of array and loop them and make a loop, but we only have 2, so we don't really save any lines of code by doing it this way or doing it the other way. We can just actually use here menu replay, no, but menu, and for button it's button main menu and main menu. Before we get into our touch events here, we might as well try to see if this death screen actually works. Then we need to go into somewhere. We have our states here, but that's just the code. Main is in game maybe? Yeah. Here we have our different states. But where do we see? There we go. Public enums, game state. What are we gonna call this one? What should our state be called? Death screen. Yeah. Alright, so update. Current game state. No case. Oh, of course, we need a class too. Playing menu, private, death screen. Init game states equals new death screen this. Alright, so now we have the class. So we should just be able to death screen dot update delta. Let's keep it like that. Render, not return, render C. Touch event. Yep. So what we can do is current game state equals death screen. We're gonna start in death screen and see how it looks. Didn't change anything. And this looks good. Now let's work on the functions of the actual buttons. And into our death screen class, we're gonna add touch events here. You know what? Let's cheat and let's take all of this, or let's take this code, death screen, and add it in here. And remove that. This is in. Is that part of menu? It is. Why don't we take it from menu, go to our base state, or should we go to game state? No, let's go to base state. And in here we go private, no, but public boolean, and then go into menu, and it's working. Perfect. Now in death screen we can remove that. Alright, first up, so our if action down, what did we do? Action down, we said pushed, true. It's when we lift the actual action, or we have an action up, we actually do something. Action down is just setting it push to true. If is in event and button, let's start with replay. Then button replay dot set push true. And actually let's continue down here as well for button replay. If we are action up, then we say, or then we check if button replay, is it pushed? If that's true, let's add brackets here. Then we want to go back to playing state. Game.set current game state game.gamestate.playing. And we want a syso set player health 100. You know what? That is gonna be weird. Let's just call it right away. Game.getPlaying. No. Why not? Playing here, but we have no getters for them. Alright, let's just add them then. Public get, you know what? Let's get them all. Public get playing. There we go. And then death screen also. Public get death screen. Weird that we didn't have it, but alright. Dot get playing UI. We don't have that in playing either. No getter for it. Oh boy, there's a lot of code. Public get playing UI. Get playing UI dot set, or not set, but reset player health. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's create that method. And this one is going to be simple. It takes this dot current player health equals max player health. So we restart the player with full health. Yeah, that looks good. And of course, after we release it, we say button replay dot set pushed false. So we get back a unpushed button. And we can do the same actually for the other one, button main menu dot set pushed false, because none of them should be pushed after that. Alright, then we connect the other one. Else if is in event button main menu button main menu dot set push true. Actually, we're gonna have brackets here to make it easier for us. Then else if, we might as well. Else if it's in the main menu, if button dot main menu is it pushed, then we do something. And I think we can actually copy that. We're gonna reset the player health if we go to the main menu, but we're setting the state to menu. Let's format, save. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. It's almost like we could have this reset player health after we die. So for example, in our playing UI, where do we check player dead? It's almost like here. When we damage the player and the player dies, we should switch game state, but after we do it, we might as well reset. For testing, I think this is better. So we can actually do this one now as well. We don't have game. We might have playing dot get game dot yes, but we say death screen when we die. But in here we say reset player health right after. So we switch the state and then we reset player health. So we might as well just remove that from playing. Was it playing? I'm so lost already. No? Death screen. Was it? Yeah. So we might as well just remove that to be honest. Then we can remove those brackets to make it look a little bit more clean. Oops, that one I do not need. You know what? We're gonna keep it just in case we add another button. Alright, I think that is good. Let's hit the play and see if it works. Ooh, I have that one, I have that one. Menu, start, I should almost... Here, come on, kill me and see if I go to death screen. Half, quarter, and I died. Replay, restarting, full health. The enemies are not, of course, they are not reset. So they're just doing normal enemy stuff. Now I'm losing health twice as fast. I died. Menu, start. Yay! Oh, I'm getting brutalized there. But that looks really, really good. And I think that was all the code for today. It's almost starting to look like a game. Alright, that is some good progress for today. Sorry for the episode dropping so late. My other project is taking a lot of time and I'm not even halfway done with it. It will be a long video, that one. But today, there was a new episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to smash the like button and tell me what you think of it in the comments below. Also, we have a new member for the channel. Welcome to the club, Roger Stearns. Thank you for your support. Take care now and have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.